I don't think that the fact that Deion Sanders was at an HBCU and left and went to a Power Five conference is an actual accomplishment. Deion did what's best for him money-wise, and a little bit what's best for his sons and Travis Hunter to be on a team that can't get a little bit more looks from the NFL scouts. Here's what I would say. I think that I would agree with you, but I've heard Deion say this several times. He even said it at one of these meetings right here with there's a meeting that I think he got a video up here where he addresses their team for the first time. And he says, it ain't about the money. I got money. I'm straight. I'm not doing nothing for the money. And I think maybe he said that because he was trying to get her out of this ideal of like, I'm not selling out. I'm not dipping because they're giving me a bag. He was trying to say that he was leaving because there was this opportunity or this new theoretical thing that he could accomplish that had not been accomplished. And that accomplishment was somebody going from an HBCU to a Power Five conference. And to me, what I'm saying is that I don't think that that was an accomplishment that Deion Sanders needed to have. Or I don't think that the fact that Deion Sanders was at an HBCU and left and went to a Power Five conference is an actual accomplishment. Because to me, Deion Sanders should have already been there. I heard Stephen A. Smith talk about this, and Deion Sanders should have been at Florida State a long time ago. Deion Sanders should not have been at Jackson State in the first place. So Deion Sanders being the first coach from an HBCU to go Power Five, to me, is not that great of an achievement, because I don't think that if that was the goal in the first place, he shouldn't have had to do that. Look what notoriety he brought to the SWAC. That's what I'm saying. I think him being there is a gift and a curse, because it brought a lot of notoriety. It put a lot of eyes on those programs. But him leaving, and the reasoning that, even if not true, that a lot of folks are using to justify him leaving to people who are upset at it is, yes, he went there, but what he realized, and maybe not that he realized, but the reality is, if you're there, you can't win, right? If you'll go there as a coach, like, you can never get to a certain level, right? The fans never going to support you that much. You can't ever take a program from that level and then move them up the ranks into something else. They just kind of also brought those eyes on a lot of hurdles that HBCUs had, and then they make it now seem insurmountable, right? So if you think about a lot of these young recruits and what they want to do, if you were a 5-star, 4-star athlete, and this summer going into your senior year, you were thinking like, man, I might mess around and go to HBCU. I'm seeing Jackson State, I'm seeing some of these other places, and I'm realizing that if you're going to get scouted, if you're good enough, the scouts will find you. If you watch how this transpired to you, you saying, hell no, I ain't going there. I was watching ESPN the other day, and the things that I was hearing them say was, of course, Prime is going to leave there, right? The facilities ain't as good. The money ain't as good. The coaching staff that you can get can't be as good. The scouts don't come there. They start listing off all of these reasons why Coach Prime actually was going to leave Jackson State and why it made sense. And to me, I was like, damn, all of the notoriety that he brought, all of the positive energy that he brought got sucked right out of there. And you could see it immediately as these high-level recruits start to decommit. You could see it immediately, and you will see it once this transfer portal and how people start moving, start becoming public, and people start switching schools and all that stuff. So to me, that's kind of the sad part about it. But I think the overall takeaway is simply that it just exposes our community as folks who, like, we just ride the wave way too much. we need it to be ready baked in the oven for us to get on there. Like we have this community that is not ready to build with you. We have this community that's not ready to build with you, that's not ready to like help you develop. We got this community that like is not really ready to give you no money. There's so many people who will look at you prospering and then be like, damn, well, you're just trying to get the bag. You're trying to get us to pay you some extra money. You're supposed to do it for the free. And so then when you do go take the bag and go to Colorado, they are comfortable with you getting paid by these other people, but they're not comfortable paying you. And so I think that there's a lot of things that make us look pretty rough in those situations. Jello needs a coach like Deion Sanders. You gotta explain that to me.